Hey guys, welcome back to our Business English course. Today we're going to learn how to write a really nice business email that has a nice balance of professionalism and friendliness, learn a bunch of useful words and phrases that you can use in every single email that you write. Obviously, we're going to fix a bunch of mistakes that Czech people often make when they write emails in English, and we're going to look at how to make a perfect structure of an email as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so we've got a lovely email here on screen, which is sent from some HR person out to the whole team. And let's get straight into it. Let's start with the subject, English 2025 updates. Hi everybody, I hope you're having a good start to the week. So already there's some really important things here. The first key rule with emails is have capital letters everywhere. So you see here in the subject line, we've got capital E and a capital U. If you had a small u here, this would be bad. Okay, never do this. Always have every word in your subject capitalized. Then you'll notice here, hi everybody. Also, everything is capitalized. Big H and big E as well. If we had a small e, that would be wrong. So always have capital letters everywhere, including here. In the first line of the email, that should also be a capital letter. So if this was a different word like yesterday, it must be a capital Y. We cannot have a small one. This is a very common Czech mistake, putting a small letter in the first line, but in English, this is always capitalized. Okay, so let's read through more of the email. So hi everyone, hi everybody, I hope you're all having a good start to the week. It's really nice to always start off an email with just saying something nice, like I hope you're doing well, I hope you're having a good start to the week, something just before we say what we want to say. Just a note here, hi everybody. This is not very formal, okay? It's a nice, still professional, but it's not overly formal. If you want to be more formal, you would change this and say, dear all. Dear all is the more formal version, and hi everyone is the more informal option. If you're writing to just one person, if you say hi, then use their first name. Say, hi Jacob. But if you're being more formal, I would use dear, and then use their surname. Dear Mr. Hill, something, something, something. So for this email, we're going to stick with a nice balance of professionalism, but also friendliness. So I'm going to stick with hi everyone, comma. All right, so hi everyone. I hope you're all having a good start to the week. I'd like to give you a small update on the English 2025 project. As of right now, all employees are enrolled in English classes, and we are making good progress towards our goal of our entire team having at least B1 level English by the end of the year. So really, this is introducing what you want to talk about in the email, and it's very nice to start off with I'd like. It's just a common way to start an email. I'd like to ask you, I'd like to let you know, I'd like to do something. It's a nice way to start an email, I'd like. And yeah, nothing else really crazy here. As of right now is a nice phrase. It means like from now. This is from our main English course. We say since yesterday, from tomorrow, and as of right now. All right, let's move on to the next part. This is really nice. While most groups have been issue-free, we have had some cases of groups repeatedly cancelling lessons without notice. I'd like to kindly remind you that we have an 80% minimum attendance policy, and unfortunately we will have to cancel any classes that do not keep to the minimum attendance. The key thing here is the word while. We always use while in English when you want to give like two sides of something, like something is good, but something is bad. We're going to see it later in the email as well. And here the good thing is most of the groups have been issue-free. But the bad thing is some groups have not been meeting the minimum attendance. So whenever you want to say good but bad, start the sentence with while. Another example here could be something like, while you're doing a great job, we still need to work on a few little issues. So we tell them something positive and something negative, and it's always positive first, while something positive and then negative thing. All right, so let's move on with the email here. It's a very nice paragraph. In regards to payment of the lessons, we have been having some issues with some students trying to pay us too much for the lessons as they think they're so good and should be more expensive. Okay, so starting off in regards to, this is a very standard way to say co se týče, to talk about one specific aspect. Other options here, you could also say As for, it's another way to say co se týče and also works quite nicely for emails. But I would stick with the safe version, which is in regards to, because this is something that native speakers understand, but also other non-native speakers. If you have some suppliers in India or China, everyone's going to understand in regards to. Okay, next interesting thing is the word as. So in regards to payments of the lesson, we've been having some issues with some students trying to pay us too much for the lessons as they think they're so good. When you're writing emails, don't use the word because. As is a more email business version of because. It means protože, because, but it just sounds much nicer in emails. Always use as when you want to say because. As they think they're so good and should be more expensive. Again, I would like, nice little phrase, I would like to clarify that this is unnecessary and frankly, idiotic. Okay, so then we get to my favorite sentence, and this is something that you can copy and paste for every single email that you ever write in the future, and that's this expression here. If you could refrain from doing this, that would be great. If you could refrain from doing this, that would be great. Refrain, it just means try not to do something. But the key thing here is the expression, if you could, that would. This is the way to ask for someone to do something. Okay, whenever you want something, which is very, very often when we write an email, use the expression, if you could, blah, 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 that would be great. So some other examples of this could be, if you're speaking to your assistant, you could say, if you could please send this email by the end of the week, that would be great. Always use if you could do something, that would be great. This is just a standard option, that would be great. You could say other things here like that would be really appreciated, or I would really appreciate that, but a very standard version is that would be great. Okay, so if you could refrain from doing this, that would be great. It puts a lot of extra stress on our finance team and causes general confusion in upper management. Okay, so that's all good, all lovely. Just some nice little things here. Cause is like způsobit, and it's usually with bad things. Okay, confusion is a bad thing, so you způsobit confusion. Okay, let's move on. While I know that your English lessons are very high quality, I'm afraid you will have to show your appreciation in other ways. So again, we have this while structure, something good, something bad. So here the good thing is your English lessons are very high quality, but the bad thing is, sorry, you have to show your appreciation in other ways. Let's move on to the rest of the email. Should you have any questions regarding this issue, please feel free to contact me at any time. So you know earlier in the email we learnt as. As is a more business formal way to say because. Should is a more business formal way to say if. It just sounds nicer than saying if. So this means if you have any questions regarding this issue, but it just sounds nicer to say should you have any questions. Please feel free to contact me at any time. A lot of Czech people and other non-English speakers use please don't hesitate. That is very kind of old-fashioned English that was used all the time in the 1950s and 60s and 70s. Maybe not for emails, but it's kind of old school, sounds overly formal. It sounds much more natural and friendly to say please feel free. So this goes together very nicely with should sentences. Like, should you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. Or should you need anything else, please feel free to let us know. Just this should and please feel free structure is a really, really nice one. Okay, then we finished the email with something nice. I hope you all have a great day and continue to enjoy your English lessons as much as I enjoy mine. Best, Bob. So like we said, it's nice to start the email with something nice. It's also nice to finish the email with something nice. I hope you all have a great day, blah, blah, blah. Then we have space, and it's important here to have your spaces. Best is one of my favorite ways to end an email because it's kind of like an in-between level of formality. Like best regards is also possible. I could say here, best regards. Notice I have my big B and big R, big letters everywhere in the intro and the outro. So best regards, comma, Bob. I almost never use best regards because it sounds just overly formal and I don't like it that much. Best, it just works really well for me. There's other options here. You could say thanks. That would be fine. Thanks, Bob. That would be okay. Best is just a nice option. And remember to have the space in between the best and your name. A lot of Czech people do this. this is bad, okay? You should have an extra space. We like spaces, we like spacing and paragraphs in English. Just one other thing I'd like to say at the end of the email is if we want to use looking forward, okay? So we could have a sentence here, I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the next team building. This is fine, okay? And this is a nice kind of informal way to speak. What's really interesting is if we change this to, I look forward to seeing you, this now sounds a lot more formal. This is just a weird thing about look forward to. When we use it in the present simple tense, I look forward to doing something, it sounds more formal. And when we use it in the present continuous, I am looking forward to seeing you, it sounds more informal. So always try and match the level of formality in your email. If you're making a very formal email, use I look forward to. If it's more of a friendly one, like this one is, then we use I'm looking forward to. And by the way, I'm making a PDF of this email and the tips that you can download in the description below. So you can print it out or just save it on your computer and have all these tips for when you're writing emails in the future. So guys, that's how to write a really nice email in English. I'll be really interested to know what was new for you, what was the most interesting thing. So let me know in the comments what you liked about this. And if you would like to send me any emails that you've written, we're going to do a video in the future of me analyzing Czech people's emails and fixing them and making them nicer. So if you write lots of emails in your job, feel free to email me. You can find the email address in the description below and just send me an example of an email that you wrote recently, maybe a bit of a longer one, and we'll do a future video where we look at maybe 3 or 4 emails and just go through them, fix them using these points and make them sound a bit nicer. So guys, really hope you found that useful and I'll see you guys in the next video.